We also have a Patreon question, Mom Brain. Did you know that you could join the Patreon?
For $1.
For $1. Alex has the Patreon question. I've always thought the GameCube was massively underrated and deserved to sell millions more than it did. What do you think Nintendo could have done differently so that it was a much bigger success? Well, if I
not make it purple,
not make it purple. I will not high five on that
because we thought of it at the same time.
Does this high five mean anything else to you?
No.
You're fine with the purple.
Answer my question. Does this high five mean anything else to you?
Than just you and I agreeing that purple is the reason why it didn't sell well?
One of them.
Then yes.
Okay. Then a high five it is. Yeah, now I know after years of this podcast that apparently it being purple is one of the reasons that it didn't sell. So how to make it sell more? Make it not purple. I don't know. Give it camo and
get rid of the handle.
Yeah,
guys, what muscles on it? I don't know what other stupid that crap handle. You want.
I loved that you press the little thing in the middle and the disc pops out. I loved the silver colored one.
Platinum, thank you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mom Brain had a platinum.
And you don't like the GameCube, but I loved that.
I don't like any wireless controller. I want wired over everything, but we live in wireless now. So what am I gonna do? I play with my Pro controller plugged in all the time. My Switch Pro.
Does it play faster or something, or does it?
No, that way I don't have to worry about the battery.
Oh, is that why you're?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wired is always more responsive. That kind of wired doesn't make a difference though. Like that's just a charging wired. But yeah, so a wired controller will always be more responsive than a wireless. It's impossible for a wireless to get as close as a wired would, but it's negligible, not noticeable really, unless you're speed running and counting frames or maybe some fighting games it matters to you. A lot of fighting game players play wired and they mock people who play wireless, but for the average gamer, sure, doesn't matter. I wouldn't knock anybody for it. Yeah, so what else could they do with the GameCube to make it sell more? I don't know, man, because it had the third-party support for a while that the other systems did. Like everybody was putting out everything.
I think it's just because at the time,
purple.
Well, that I think was something to do with it, and that didn't do much for its kiddie reputation, Nintendo's kiddie reputation, which they still aren't trying to shake, which is fine. It's worked for them, but like at the time, what was it like? PlayStation and Xbox, like the things you could play graphically on there as a graphics whore back then. I mean, blew GameCube out of the water. But like,
what are you talking about? They're all the same.
Well,
some would argue the GameCube was the best of the three.
Well, then I can't tell you why it didn't sell well. I guess the purple.
Yeah, visually speaking, they were all extremely similar.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember a lot of hate on the GameCube back then. I had one in college, and I was like the outcast. Me and one of my roommates had one too, and we were like the outcasts because we didn't have the PlayStation 2 or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, like visually, just in terms of graphics, the GameCube and the PS2 and the Xbox could all do pretty much the same thing. There was no
okay, so PlayStation was the Nintendo 64's era. So
yes,
so PlayStation 2 looked better than GameCube, and that's probably
no. PlayStation and N64, PlayStation 2 and GameCube, exactly the same. Well, not obviously. There's differences under the hood, but the graphics are almost exact. Like,
it's just because you couldn't get GTA and stuff.
There you go. Yes, yes. They're looking at you playing like Mario and Wind Waker, and they're like, look at the colors.
That's actually what it is. Probably then it's probably the more kiddie-like games, and they didn't mature a lot of their
colorful games mean bad. Yeah, because multiple companies put out the same games on all those systems, like Tony Hawk's and there were EA Sports titles and they're all the same. They all visually look the same. So
yeah, maybe it's just the games then, because you couldn't get, like, I remember I couldn't get at the time. I wanted to play like GTA and stuff like that, and you obviously couldn't get that on a Nintendo system.
It took us to the DS to get a GTA game for Chinatown Wars, and then it took to the Switch to get Grand Theft Auto, like 3 and Vice City and all that. So yeah, that's not a
which is fine. Like at the time, it mattered more to me.
I mean, it was a big deal at the time. Yeah. Definitely, that was a big differentiator to have a PS2 because you had those games, and that was like the epitome of that era. Like you are like those are the games people were talking about, all GTA and stuff like that. So Metal Gear, even though GameCube had Twin Snakes, but that was the remake of the PS1 game. So
yeah, I don't know. I really liked the GameCube too. I'm kind of bummed that I got rid of mine. I mean, I have a Wii still, and that's why I got rid of the GameCube, because I can still play my GameCube games. But yeah, that thing is like really cool. I liked it a lot. It had a lot of charm, and the controller was great. The controller is so good feeling. I love
that controller a lot.
Holding that controller.
We still got. I don't have my original purple GameCube. We got Mom Brain's platinum GameCube downstairs, but I had my purple launch GameCube, where I read a thing in a magazine about taking out the GameCube.
Oh yeah,
not the disc, but like the what do you call it? The logo disc, like the thing that said GameCube on the top. Like you could pop that out, and I showed like a tutorial of how you could stick like any image you wanted in there. So I took like a shine from Mario Sunshine and put it next to the GameCube logo, and I was like, "This is the coolest thing ever."
It was like serious surgery too.
Yeah, with like stickers and knives and Sharpie markers, and yeah, it was like I thought that I was like, "This is the coolest GameCube there is."
I modded my cube.
Man, did you have to like set it back when you got rid of it? You just give it with the
GameStop didn't care. They didn't care. They probably didn't even look to tell you.
They gave you your $2 and
you got a controller, you got a power cord. All right, that's it,
man. Well,
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
color and Grand Theft Auto. That's your two reasons. Put Grand Theft Auto on the system and make it black only.
I don't want to have a huge thing about this. I really don't. But like,
here we go.
What were they thinking with that purple color as the main color? Like, make it a different. Like, have the black one or the platinum
purple
one, and make
the
purple
main.
just.
They had black.
Yeah, but purple was like what they're advertising. Like all their advertisements had the purple one. The purple one was the one. And then it was also available.
I remember the purple one in the Luigi's Mansion commercial. I want to say I remember black in the Wave Race commercial, but I could be wrong.
You would know better than me, but
I could be wrong.
I seem to remember purple being like the advertising, the marketing color. And I was just thankful when I showed up and they still had black ones.
I've talked about it before. I can feel the disgust in my body still when I went to GameStop.
The purple one, I just wouldn't have been happy about.
When I went to GameStop and they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry, we only have purple." I wanted to jump across the desk and strangle the man. I'd be like,
like doing his job.
You've never worked retail. Like, you know how many people got pissed at him that day? That's why he had to say that. It's not his
people
fault.
Screaming at him all day.
Hey! I said I wanted to. I was nothing but pleasant to the person.
I didn't show assault an innocent man.
I didn't show any disgust. I wasn't mean in any way. I said inside, I just wanted to kill the man.
But it's not his fault for warning the customers. How does he know that you're the only pure-hearted video gamer that's coming to get a GameCube?
I know it's not his fault. I just want to kill him.
Yeah, I think you should take back the fact that you wanted to kill him.
No. You're missing. It's like you guys aren't listening. I said that's how I felt. Do you want me to lie and say that's not how I felt? That's how I felt.
We're asking you to change how you felt now that you know that it's not that guy's fault. I mean, don't change.
Change in the past, yes. If I could go back in time, I would change my thoughts.
Change how you feel about it now.
You're listening.
You're still mad at the guy.
I'm not. What is going on? No one's listening to me. Ready? When the GameCube came out at that time, that's how I felt about that man. I never said that's how I feel now.
How do you feel about that man today?
I don't feel anything bad about the man at all.
All right.
No, it's like no one's listening. Back then,
no, we are listening. I don't think you understand what we're saying.
You're saying.
Like, do you understand the way that you felt at the time was wrong?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I never said I didn't think that. Never, ever. I said I can still feel how I felt back then. I didn't say I was right for feeling it.
Okay.
I didn't say that I
think
feel
we
that
made
way
a breakthrough.
Now.
All right.
Joe Shabadoo says
there's no breakthrough. You guys were misunderstanding what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I was very angry at the man back then and never did anything about it. Now I know that anger was misplaced.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, I can imagine how many mean people were like, because he was like, "Oh, we've only got the purple one," and people were like, "What?" and getting mad at him, you know. So he probably had to like like just preemptively be like, I'm so sorry, we've only
Yeah.
got the purple one, because people were probably being real mean about
And
it.
again, just to stress, I was nothing but pleasant with the man.
Of course you were, and yeah, we wouldn't think
Then I
anything.
went home to my
else.
voodoo doll and I stuck pins in him.
Well, I was gonna say, Joe Shabadoo writes, if that man is dead now, it's RMC's fault.
You know what? We all make mistakes. I own up to it. If he's dead, it's my fault, probably.
All right, okay.
I mean, if he just saved a black GameCube for me, then he wouldn't even had to ask the question. So kind of his own fault. Just saying. No, that topic still enrages me. I don't feel the anger for the man, obviously, but that topic of like purple still makes me angry beyond belief. But I understand. I also understand I'm in a minority with that as well. So will I ever understand that? No. Will I ever give anybody crap for it? No, I won't. I've come to peace with it in my mind as far as people just wanting the choice. Now, what it means to people, I will never understand that, ever. But I don't have to, so that's okay. I've also made peace with that. I do not have, and that's just in terms of like a game system I'm talking about, because I'm like, the way I look at it is I want to play games. I don't care what the color is. If I think of that with everything, but like people with cars and colors of cars and all that, like I don't understand it, but I get it more with people in cars just because you're out and about and showing it off and whatever.
And it's like a mega investment. Like you're spending a lot of money.
I know, but that
So
also makes me more angry because people are like paying extra for a color. Like, who the hell decided green's more expensive than yellow? This is dumb. I can't even talk about it.
Still pissed off?
Yes, I am.
We paid extra so that I could have the color.
No, I'm not.
I'm
not pissed off about the fact that we paid extra. I'm pissed off about the fact that you
pay
extra for
just for black. I mean, it's black.
Yeah, white is standard.
Yeah.
Man, okay,
It
that's
might just be
crappy.
a supply and demand thing.
I'm glad you got the black one. That was
worth
it.
Well, that's the other thing. The other thing.
Worth it.
I was never like, no, we're not doing this.
No.
It's the color you wanted.
I mean,
it's fine. It's not.
You could have tried to say no. We're
It's
not doing this, but I wouldn't have.
And that I think shows my point most of all. I never would, because that's a me thing. I really don't care about the color. It doesn't matter to me. The color does matter to you.
Big
so
time.
go
Big
right
time.
ahead. Yeah.
I'm picky about.
I just think you should be on the same side with me of being. Why do I have to pay extra for a color? It's a color.
No, I agree. Unless, of course,
Then
it's
we're
like
good.
something that's really.
Then we're golden. As long as it's not more expensive. Am I right, guys?
Well, I think like if
hell's
it's
going on in
something
this
really
world?
custom,
Thank you.
right? Like that, like my dad's El Camino. There's no other car in the whole world that is that color. It was mixed specifically
if
for
it's a-
him, like
yeah,
something
if
like
it's-
that.
If it's a custom thing, but we're
Yeah.
talking about like the dealership. You
But
can't just have black and white at least.
But is it really custom? It's not. Some guys open up a can of brown paint back there and be like, "Give it this is Mr. Mom B. He's paying."
It's the color is his. It's the name of the color is his name. Like,
And my point
they
is,
mixed it.
it's like that color exists and plenty of other
it's
people
like he
have
got it
that
from
as
like
their-
a dealership. He went to a body like a.
No, I know, and it's fine that he did it. What I'm saying is, thousands of other Joe Schmoes out there also think that that's their color and it's named after them.
I doubt it.
What? You think your dad invented a new color?
Well, Charlie mixes a cut like he mixes colors. Like Bob Ross mixes colors. She'll never get
Yes.
exactly that again.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that. But
That's why there's so many different crayons.
if he, there's like what, 90 crayons, 100
And it
crayons.
seems like they keep coming up with new ones.
That's why, because they put them a different name. Somebody's like, this is a brand new color. I've never seen it before. So there you go. Make it not purple would have been the best selling system ever in the history of the world.
And get rid of the handle so it doesn't look like a lunchbox.
Get rid of that handle. Nobody
And it-
wants to carry it
And it
around.
wasn't even like a cool purple either. It was like kind of like a lighter purple.
Oh, cat's gone. They called it indigo. It was indigo.
Ooh.
And then there was
Indigo away
Spice.
for most consumers. Huh?
right. Spice was the
Spice was the orange one. Yes. Yep. All wrong colors, apparently.